Hey guys, it's me again. I haven't made a video in a while and I wanted to make another, and this isn't a follow-up to my DMT video that will come shortly though, don't worry. This is something equally important that I need to discuss. I wanted to bring up sexual harassment in this video. The reason being is that today, in less than 24 hours, I have been sexually harassed 3 times from the time I left my house to the time I came home. And, it really bothered me because, I guess I'll start with the first incident. I was walking in my car and I was bringing laundry to my mother's house, and a man was riding by on a bike and he looked at me and said nice shorts and winked because I was wearing short plaid shorts, which, I didn't ask for this interaction. I didn't even notice him until he rode by on his bike, but I sure as hell didn't appreciate it because all I was trying to do was wake the fuck up and do some laundry, and I really didn't need somebody looking at my ass that early in the morning or at all. And the second incident, the first one I could brush off, that's fine, but the second one got increasingly creepier. I was walking in my car and I hear, some voice, and mind you, I'm hard of hearing, so I can't always tell where sounds are coming from. And I finally pinpoint where it's coming from, and there's a guy parked in the car across the street, and he's looking at me, and, he's like, hey girl, what's up, looking good, that kind of thing. And by this point, I was a little annoyed from the first sexual harassment, so I just ignored him. And, instead of just letting it go, he got really angry and peeled out because I didn't talk to him. Like I owed him some kind of interaction, which I didn't, because I had no idea who this person was. And even so, if I choose not to interact with you, that's my business. You need to let it go and move on with your day. And, it bothered me that this man got so angry because I didn't give him the time of day, and though I had no prior obligation to do so. And the third time today, that's what really was the final straw. I was having dinner with a friend of mine, and, we were really happy to see each other. It had been months since we had talked. We were just enjoying a nice dinner together, and I was at a bar, and I was wearing a short skirt that showed off my thigh piece. What it is a tree that I got for my deceased grandmother, and it means a lot to me. And, I put it there because, it was good placement, and I wanted it there, and that's all there is to the story. But this man came up and stood in front of our table and just stared at me like I expected to know what he wanted. And he just looks at me and smiles, and he's like, that's a really incredible tattoo. And at first I'm like, wow, thank you. It's one of my favorites. It has a lot of meaning. Thank you for noticing. And I smiled because I was happy that someone acknowledged it and appreciated good art. And then he's like, but then he says something that didn't even occur to me. He's like, not that I'm hitting on you, and it didn't, or, not that I'm checking you out, and it didn't occur to me that maybe he might be until he said that. And then he said one final thing that just really, bothered me. He's like, but you put it there, right? So I guess it's your fault I was looking there. And I just didn't know what to say. I didn't say anything, and I just stared at him until he walked away because I just didn't know why. I didn't give him any hint that I was interested. I didn't even look at him. I didn't even notice he was standing there until my friend said something. And I sure as hell didn't ask for a tattoo that means the world to me to be sexualized by some stranger. And I gotta say, I'm really sick of it. I'm really sick of being catcalled at a corner when I'm trying to see one of my friends. And I'm really sick of everybody having to say something about my appearance. And some people say, well, maybe you shouldn't wear such short clothing. Or maybe you shouldn't do this or that. But, it doesn't matter because I'll be walking down the road and I'll be wearing sweatpants and somebody asks if I'm single. And, with the way women's rights are going in this country, it makes me feel really afraid to even leave my house. Because rape culture has become so popularized by mass media. Nobody, man or woman, should ever have to feel unsafe walking out of their house because of what they're wearing. and regularly expect sexual harassment. It's just not all right. So anybody who's ever catcalled somebody or hit on somebody they didn't know, you're making a way bigger impact than you probably mean to. And you should know now that you should not do that ever again, because that is sexual harassment and nobody wants that.